that the Alphas, the Nku, Philip Plain and them, and there are customs officials, there's Transnet, all of those role players, crane drivers. Is there a reason, and tell me, maybe I'm assuming, wrongly assuming with my question, but bear with me. Is there a reason that there's not been prosecution of people who are clearly identified in these exchanges, including Mr. Nku, who was at the scene, Aeroton scene, and we've seen his involvement on these WhatsApp messages, but he was at the scene, including Chief Mashaba, who, according to these WhatsApp messages, or the 3-ma messages, he seems to be part of they suggest he's part of a scheme. But what we seem to see here clearly is there is an organized, there's organized conduct where containers, vessels seem to be monitored, not just this one, but generally. There seems to be a scheme. Containers are monitored. The people speak of, Nku and Alpha speak about, we have our guy there, we have our guy there. Is there a reason that there hasn't been any prosecutions of people that have been identified?
I don't understand. I don't know the reason, commissioners, but according to me, people have been identified. There are communication charts. They can be identified through cell phones, or they were identified through cell phones. Screenshots were taken from Transnet in KZN. There was a sort of my investigation towards that. Since then, it has stopped. One can ask questions, why? But I cannot answer because I'm no longer directly involved in that. We don't know what people were pushing for those people not to be investigated, or a follow-up on all those activities.
Yes.
Because they are still there. There is still a trace.
Yes. Now, just drawing from what I have learned through this process, it seems this is a typical case that falls within SANEP, right?
Correct.
It seems that. Who in SANEP makes the decisions about, we are going to investigate this, we are allocating an investigator, we are putting resources for this to be investigated? And to be transparent with you, I'm asking really a question of, if we want to know from DPCI SANEB why this case, where there are identified people, but also their activities have been identified, if we want to know why is there no investigation going, or where is the investigation? Has an investigating officer been allocated? Who's doing what? Who do we ask that question of?
Commissioners, in essence, SANEP form part of the section within organized crime investigations. There is a unit commander. In this instance, there was Colonel Zondi. He was never informed about this. That is the person that we are...
You say he was never informed about?
He was not involved in this. You can see a lot of names keep on coming, but there is no unit command. Then we were directly reporting to the unit command, who will in turn report to the provincial command, who in this instance should have been Brigadier Sebola. She was the one who was supposed to be with us on the ground, who, if maybe we are implicated in anything or in any wrongdoing, she would have been the first, then followed us. But I also asked Brigadier Sebola to say, you never played that parental guidance. Why? She said, Sebola, if you are not involving me in your investigation, you jump me, because there is this tendency of information not going through the culture of the SAPS. You will find a sergeant somewhere being accountable to the general, of which is not the case. It is not supposed to be. If I'm at the section commander of SANEP, those who are below me, they account to me. If there is anything, I'm the one to answer. But in real situation, we are not. We are not. Information can jump me from the last man on the ground to the upper structure, of which that is not the culture, commissioners, of the SAPS. That is not what we are being told of, going back to basics. That is not what we are being taught of, the levels of communication and the instructions.
So is your answer that Brigadier Sebola would be the person to account why this case of where drugs are found, and there's this bust, but also there are people identified, and keep in mind, I'm not speaking about your SAPS members, the Pakulas and them. I'm speaking about Mr. Nku. I'm speaking about the Alpha person. So I'm speaking about the people that are outside of the SAPS, but also anyone in the SAPS who may be part of that scheme. I'm speaking about Chief Mashaba. I'm speaking about those kind of people, that kind of case. That are you saying to us that Brigadier Sebola is the one that must account or give an explanation why has no investigation and possibly, I know prosecution is a decision of the NPA eventually, but I'm going to throw them in anyway, but starting with the investigation, why has there been no investigation of this matter to bring it to trial, to bring Nku to trial, to bring whoever he's been working with to trial? Are you saying Brigadier Sebola is the person that would account for those decisions?
If the investigation did not jump her, then she was to under account.
You say it jumped her, it ended where? Who other than Sebola, who got involved here? Is it General Khan?
Commissioners, let me just explain it this way, maybe. My understanding is that General Kadwa was informed.
Kadwa?
Yes.
Okay.
That is that is what I knew when we were going to the scene. Then he should have informed. I'm not giving generally the instruction, but the communication channel says from him, from Brigadier Sebola, there is this and that information. Which members have you dispatched, or which members can you dispatch?
Okay.
That is a clear line of march.
Okay. I understand. Thank you. Thank you.
Colonel, just before I let you go, there's two more role players in the scheme that I just want you to quickly identify. In the course of the presentation, you identified Nku and Alpha, Mashaba, there was the crane guy, there's a forklift guy, there's reference to custom officials. You indicated that you also investigated the person within Transnet. There's two more that I'd like you to deal with.
Who sent those computer screenshots?
Yes. I won't mention the name just for fear of maybe still part of your ongoing investigations, but it seems that you found evidence of communication between Mr. Nku and someone within Yellow Jersey.
And this lady, yes.
And was she investigated?
She is currently for sure being investigated now.
You think?
I think so. I believe so, because it seems now they are resuscitating the case docket.
All right, so that's within Yellow Jersey. And then within Scania itself, have you identified any links that side?
There was somebody who was working for the company. Then, before the Apollonia ship could leave, that person was in Brazil. That is according to my... He was working for Scania.
For Scania in South Africa.
For Scania in South Africa. But at the time, he was... So I was trying to link the dot to say, this person was in Brazil weeks before this could leave. Then he was in here when it arrived. Commissioners, through my investigations when I was communicating, it seems other people were getting or sourcing information from me. The person resigned.
Other people were sourcing information.
No,
in
I'm saying
SAPS.
it seems the information reached, because I was informed by one of the employees of Scania that you were asking us about this person. Then he resigned. Who gave him the information? Because if this can be followed up, there was somebody who resigned in that Scania during the period of this investigation. I don't know whether he's still back in the country or out. I don't know.
So you suspect that somebody within your investigative team, or who are you suspecting told him?
It's difficult to can pick up who, because at the level that it was investigated, but my team, I won't say they have, because some of them did not have, they were just going with me to Durban, doing this. Maybe, as and when we were doing the presentations on all those other things, we happened to give information to wrong people, maybe.
You think the person, they would have been tipped by SAPS members? Is that your suspicion?
That is my suspicion.
And just for completeness, you say that you gave presentations about this case to other people. Do you recall which forums or meetings did you give presentations about this case? And who was in attendance?
Commissioners, normally, if I can just take you through drug investigation, when I was still here, when there is a bust or something that we discover that deals with drugs, we have our own group chat to check or to investigate those activities. Up until when we were investigating, we know, sitting here now, understand why somebody will request the seal number or the seal, the photo of the seal, because normally they create a false seal. That is what they were doing. And again, they want, normally, there have been some incidences along the entry where they will stop these trucks. People will have their own roadblocks that specifically deals with this. So the question of rip on, rip off, that is where it came from, to say they will find Sebola as the driver of the truck. Like we've seen, they wanted to know the person. When they stop him on the roadblock, they know he has got, normally he will have the invoices of what he's having. He does not know the content. He only have the invoices that he will have to submit. Then the thing is, we want to check inside. You don't worry. They will open, take whatever is theirs, show you that your invoice is still all right, then they they lock. They've created that, their own, that seal, a replica seal, so that when it reaches the owner, the consignment is still the same. You look at the seal number, you open, you take what is yours. Never suspect, you even don't know what happened along the route. Because the driver at that time would have cooperated with those who were on the road. That is the study that we were doing when we are investigating commissioners.
I have more questions than where I started. When you say people, just to clarify, who do those roadblocks, you mean police officers or law enforcement officers?
Law enforcement officers, commissioners.
Okay, so that was the trend that you were seeing.
That was the trend.
And then using this investigation, you did a presentation to other law enforcement.
Then, that is correct, commissioners.
And your suspicion is that through those presentations, word may have gotten to the wrong officials to leak
Correct.
the information.
Correct.
Okay. And would you be able to provide us with information of these presentations? When they were done and to whom they were given?
It was done to different provincial heads. We did it in here in, what is that hotel? I can't remember, but we did it there.
All right. Thank you, Colonel. Commissioners, I have no further questions for this witness.
Colonel, I don't want an explanation. I just want a yes and no. And I don't want you to tell me why. I just need clarity on this. Mokhana, Pakula, and Mashaba, as far as you know, were they charged internally for misconduct for their part in interfering with the crime scene at Aeroton?
I will say I know of Mohana and Pakula.
You know they were charged internally.
Yes.
And the outcome of that internal DC process, do you know?
I was of Mohana. The investigation was conducted, but they could not find any wrongdoing.
And let's just be clear, I'm not talking about dealing in drugs, or I'm
Yes.
talking about interfering with the scene.
Yes, Commissioner. They were charged separately.
Yes.
Mohana, the understanding or the reason what I was given is that they could not find any wrongdoing in him. Pakula, yes, they did. He only came back through arbitration.
In that exhibit, you don't need to go there. You've just had a discussion with Ms. Bowe about the different role players that were identified, and one of them is someone who's indicated as an employee at Yellow Jersey, and you say there's evidence of a communication between that employee and Mr. Nku, I think, Tumelo Nku. You remember that evidence?
When I said there was communication between...
If between Mr. Nku, Tumelo Nku,
Yes.
and a Yellow Jersey employee, if you would just go to page 19, if it will
Yes.
help. You see that?
Yes.
Okay. Can you see where I'm looking?
Yes, I can see.
Okay. Just to confirm, this was a day before the truck came in from Durban. If you look at and I just want you to confirm it. The way I read it, it looks like it's on the 8th of July
Yes,
that they are in contact. Am I correct?
correct.
Okay. And was this from the analysis that was done, or the looking at whatever was found in the devices of Mr. Nku, is this exchanges, written exchanges, or is it a telephone call?
It is a telephone call. It was cell phone, then a landline.
Then a landline. Okay.
Yes.
And is this employee, during your investigations, is the person one of the people that you interviewed?
Yes,
You spoke to them? And they explained, did they provide an explanation why they were speaking to Mr. Nku?
At that time, he said he could not remember who was calling her, but she will still go to check.
Okay.
But she admitted that, yes, I'm receiving calls, but I can't state clearly on the day who did I talk to,
Okay.
but I was aware, aware on this.
Okay. Lastly, I think you said earlier in answer to your question that I asked that you've done these kind of operations before where there's been drug busts. I think you said that. Am I correct in that recollection?
Operations, yes.
Yes. In your experience, the role of crime intelligence, if they happen to be on the scene, do they become involved in the operation?
No.
They don't. And that's your experience?
They only supply us with information. If it's prior, they will give me their intelligence report. They can either submit intelligence report on writing, just give you a file to start my investigation. If they happen to be at the scene, I don't know. They don't have any role to play.
They don't play a role in the operation?
They don't have to.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Chief.
Let us adjourn and resume at 25 to 3. Colonel, thank you very much. You are excused.